Namaste. My name is JVN Manisha Singh, Assistant Professor in Department of Food and Biotechnology under Faculty of Agriculture and Veterinary Sciences. I am teaching you subject Food Safety and Quality Control for DET FBT 6th semester. Uh, in, in today's session, we will discuss all about the shelf life of food products, and in this session we will discuss what is shelf life, what are the factors affecting the shelf life of the food products, and how you can determine the shelf life of your food product. So this will be covered in this session. So now begins with the topic, what is shelf life. Okay, so shelf life is a guide for the consumer of the period of time that food can't be kept before it starts to deteriorate, provided any started uh, storage conditions have been followed. Okay, so the shelf life of the product begins from the time the food is prepared or manufactured, and its the length is dependent on the many factors, including the types of ingredient, manufacturing process, type of packaging material, and how the food is stored. It is indicated by the labeling the product with a date mark. Okay, when you purchase the food product, you must uh, see the shelf life of the food product. Okay, for example, for milk, for the milk pouch, on the milk pouch the shelf life is 3 to 4 days only, and for the bread it is almost about 7 days. Okay, and for cereals it is up to 9 months or 6 months. So for every product the shelf life of the food is different. Okay, it will depends upon its deterioration of the product. Okay, so if the shelf life of the food related to the food safety, so the shelf life testing describes how long a food will retain its quality during the storage. Controlling the pathogen content, basically the food safety of foods should be achieved by using a hazard analysis critical control point, that is the HACCP system. Predictive modeling or challenge testing can be used as access pathogen growth. So, however, food safety and the product shelf life are in, inextricably linked. During the shelf life of the food, it should be remain safe to eat and keeps its appearance, odor, texture, and flavor acceptable to the consumer and meet any nutritional claims provided on the label. So these parameters should be fulfilled by the food product when we are supposed to test the shelf life of the food product. So what are the regulations relating to the shelf life? So the Australia, New Zealand Food Standards Code defines the composition and labeling requirement for all foods sold in the New Zealand. The shelf life is defined in standard 1.2.5, which requires that any packaged food with a shelf life or less than 2 years be labeled with a date mark. Okay, so the code requires food to be safe up to and including the date mark. One of the following options must be used: a use by date. A use by date, this is the used for highly perishable foods that will present a safety risk if consumed after that date. Okay, so a food must be sold if it is past its use by date, nor should it be consumed. Okay, when the product mentioning the use by date, if that date is passed, then don't consume that product, otherwise it will leads to the infection in your body. Okay, next is a best before date. This is the used for foods that other than those specified above, and it is not illegal to sell the food that has reached its best before date, because it's some physicochemical changes may happen in the food product, but that is not unsafe for human consumption. So you can use the date before when the product passes its best before date. Okay, because it is not unsafe for the human consumption. Next is the baked on and baked for date marks and can be used on the bread products with a shelf life of less than 7 days. And the baked for date must not be no later than 12 hours after the bread was baked. Okay. So what does the date marks look like? The words used by, best before, or baked on must be followed by a date or on a reference to where on the package the date is located. The date must have at least the day and the month for products with a shelf life of up to 3 months. For example, best before the 24th Jan. At least the month and the year for the products with a shelf life of up to 3 months. Example is January 2011. Sorry, January 2022. So likewise, dates you may write on your label, and the dates must be expressed numerically and chronologically. That means the day, month, and year, but month can be expressed in letters. So these must be uncoded, and packed on dates or packers code can be used only in addition to the date marks described the above. Okay. So the code also states that the specific storage instructions must be included on the label where there are necessary to ensure that the food will keep for the specified period indicated by the date marking, and storage condition must be achievable in the distribution and retail systems in the home, and the sellers must store the food according to the stated storage instructions. Okay. So the consideration also needs to be given to providing the directions for use and storage after opening. And this is particularly important for foods preserved by modified atmospheres or under vacuum, where the sealed packaging has a significant influence on the product shelf life. For example, you have a sliced ham in vacuum packaging may have a 1 month refrigerated shelf life. However, once the package is opened, it should not be held for longer than 3 to 4 days. Okay, so who is responsible for calculating a shelf life? Anyone who packages and sell the food that is required to be date marked is legally responsible for calculating how long their product can reasonably expected to keep without any appreciable change in quality. The food label is required to detail the shelf life and the storage instructions to meet that shelf life. In most cases, that this is the responsibility of the food manufacturer, but it can also be repackers, secondary processors, food retailers, and the supermarkets are responsible for calculation of the shelf life. Now, who influences the shelf life? Okay, so everyone in this food production chain has an influence on food quality and safety. It is not possible to be confident that food is safe unless a food control plan is in place that identifies and control hazards throughout the food chain. So the role of each person in the food chain should be considered for the shelf life. Okay. So growers and primary producers basically provide the raw materials, and variable quality of these can make production of a consistent final product difficult. So consistent quality can be maintained by developing a raw material specifications. Other suppliers, for example, of packaging materials or ice for chilling, to also have a responsibility to supply safe and consistent materials. And they may also provide advice about different materials and how their effect on the shelf lives. Okay. Then the manufacturers who are responsible for determining a suitable shelf life for their products, and this should be based on a study that considers all stages of the production chain. Then distributors basically transport the food product from manufacturer to the retailer, and it is essential that the food is stored safely and securely in the warehouse, transported at the correct temperature, delays are avoided, and packaging is not damaged. So consideration should also be given to the possibility of contamination of the food from other goods carried in the vehicle. Then retailers should store and handle the product immediately before it reaches the consumer, and they must store according to the directions that the manufacturer supplies. Then consumers are the final link in the chain, and it is important that they are provided with the correct information on the storage condition. So these are all the parameters who influences the shelf life of the food product. Now, what are the factors influencing the shelf life of a product? So, how long a shelf life should have my product have? There is no simple answer to this question. All food spoil with time, but there is a considerable variation in the spoilage rate. Some of the factors involved in loss of quality are explained, like microbial growth. So the growth of some bacteria, yeast, and molds in food may lead to either food spoilage or food poisoning. Okay, so the time taken for microorganisms to affect the foods will depend on their levels in the food when it is produced, as well as any further contamination the food may suffer during the packaging, storage, and other handling. The temperature and the time of storage, as well as the type of food, are also important factors. Moist foods will usually spoil faster than the dry foods because they have the high water activity, and they provide the suitable environment for the growth of the microorganism. So, definition of the end of shelf life is usually based on numbers of microorganisms present or on recommended guidance. In other cases, the end of shelf life may be determined by the sensory and the biochemical deterioration. Then, non-microbial spoilage. There are many other ways in which quality and nutrients can be lost. They may not necessarily result in the product being harmful, but can mean that it is no longer of an acceptable standard, like moisture gain or moisture loss, and it can result in the loss of nutrients, browning, and rancidity. Dry fruits can become vulnerable to microbial spoilage, and if they take the moisture. Then chemical change can result in off flavors, color changes, browning, and loss of nutrients. Light induced change can cause rancidity, vitamin loss, and fading of natural colors. Temperature changes increase or decrease the speed of other forms of spoilage. Okay, next is the physical damage. Physical damage to the food can result in spoilage. For example, in bruising of fruits and vegetables, damage to food packaging can make the food vulnerable to both microbial and non-microbial spoilage. For example, pinholes in cans or tears in plastic bags allow the microorganisms to enter the food and moisture to be lost from the food. Other parameters are spoilage by the rodents and the insects, flavors and odors from storing food near other strongly smelling products, and product tampering. Okay, so from this session, various questions will be asked in your final exams, like what is shelf life? Okay, why shelf life is important for a food product, and how do we calculate the shelf life? Who is influences or who is responsible for the shelf life of the food product, and who will maintain the shelf life of the food product, and how the shelf life of the food product determined depends on the raw material. Okay, so likewise questions will be asked in your final exams, and for entrance point of view, questions may be asked: what is use by date? Okay, what is best before date, and what is the shelf life of the bread and milk? Likewise questions will be asked in your entrance exams, so prepare accordingly. And I hope it is clear to all. Thank you so much for watching this session.